and so you hear from them verbatim exactly what it is that they had to say. But let me get you straight into the newspapers this morning, right? So the News Center, they lead with minus paid 54.74 billion cedis to government in 11 years. Why is the impact not visible in host communities? Ken Ofori-Atta, a CEO of the Chamber of Mines. IGP vows to improve police investigations. Ken Ofori-Atta, Akore, extradition request filed. 11,504 win over 2 million in Mobile Money Limited's Minsaka promo. Hey. Some Jonah cries foul over real estate seizure in Nigeria, and EOCO recovers 337.4 million cedis for Ghanaians. That story as well on the front page as well. And I'll get you into the Daily Post this morning. They lead with AG files extradition request for Ken Ofori-Atta. Comes with a picture of the Attorney General and Minister for Justice, Honorable Dr. Dominic Ayeni, as well as the former Finance Minister. And this picture is really used. Ofori-Atta has hired top U.S. lawyers to defend him against extradition requests. AG reveals 1.3 million unemployed youth a national security threat. Opareado saying this. Today we don't have pictures, but we have expensive gold board regalia. So this is gold jewelry, right? Yeah, because we have gold board before we have the gold board jewelry as well. Daily Graphic, next on my bill. EOCO smashes online scam in Ghana, UK, recovers 15.19 million US dollars. That story is by Kester Abram Crunchy. IMF approves $385 million for Ghana. Complete fifth extended credit facility review. Sam Jonah petitions foreign minister over illegal takeover of Nigerian investment. On the back page, which is customary with the Daily Graphic, water access should be treated as public health priority. It's a Queen Mother and anti-land guard unit of police service making impact. The Ghanaian Times, next on my bill. Pre-Xmas sales, commodity prices decline, but traders complain of low patronage. Vehicular traffic as well as shoppers battling for space in major market centers in Accra. Ghana to receive additional 385 million extended credit facility in the fifth tranche from the IMF. ALA board meets in Accra to review 2025 activities, chart 2026 reforms. State honors Alex Dade tomorrow with Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah Diaspora Award. Government begins Ofori-Atta's extradition processes. It's according to the Attorney General. Stories on a number of pages, front pages this morning. Removing properly mounted signages or we will pull them down. Deputy Local Government Minister, Ms. Odole Soa. Water Aid hands over 3 million cedis wash infrastructure to 6 communities in the Upper East region. That is here as well. IMF rates Ghana's program performance as broadly satisfactory. Government moves to revive Commander Sugar Factory by 2026. Structural inequality undermining student performance in Ghana, Professor Che. And December and GHC's high international participation. Ghana Tourism Authorities telling us this. The Daily Guide is the last newspaper I have in front of me this morning. Bawumia is NPP's winnable candidate, Jinapo declares. EOCO recovers 15.19 million in crypto scam, over 1.3 million youth unemployed. Latest Ghana Statistical Service report. Ofori-Atta Akore extradition request transmitted to the U.S. according to the Attorney General, and state to honor Alex Dade is the story here as well. We're going to get into the details pretty shortly, but we cannot proceed without getting you the review from the online portals as well this morning. And so we'll get straight into that for you as well this morning. And starting off with 3news.com, IGP deploys reinforcement to enforce curfew in Nalergo following arson attacks. Contemporary crimes demand a new level of expertise from our crime officers, according to the Inspector General of Police. Xmas festivities, health experts warn against let me just kill it. And after the season, I think I need to get the full details of this one because people are wanting to just party extremely. Foreign Minister confirms investigations into death of 18-year-old Ghanaian in Latvia. That story is really, really, really horrible. But that headline, health expert warn against, let me just kill it, and after season, I will deal with it. That's eating heavy and doing all manner of things. And then you said after the Christmas festivities, we'll burn it or we'll burn the fat. They say do not do that because you could put yourself at risk. MyJoyOnline.com, water supply disruption looms as Wager plant undergoes maintenance today. Wow. All of Accra could be in serious trouble. City Newsroom, Ghana Water Company Limited to shut down Wager treatment plant for maintenance. A Dubai prosecution witness strengthening our case. Atachia is saying this. Galamsey environmental groups commend government for repealing LI 2462. Baumia not to blame for 2024 NPP loss. Akumia replies Brian Champon and 1.3 million unemployed youth a national security threat. George Opariado is saying this. Obviously, into the headlines, and this one I want to start with the caution as to minding what you are eating and how you are eating this Christmas season. And the story is by Sarah Penkro with our health desk. It says that as the festive season draws near, homes and streets across the country are filling with music, food, and reunion. Most certainly, that's a reason for the season. For many families, it's a time of joy and togetherness, but public health experts are cautioning that some of the very activities that define the celebrations are leaving lasting health repercussions long after the season ends or the festivities end. From heavy eating and excessive drinking to crowded parties and reckless driving, the season often comes with risky choices. Health experts say overindulgence in sugary, salty, and fatty foods contributes to a rise in non-communicable diseases such as diabetes, hypertension, and heart diseases. Ghana's diet has changed rapidly over the years, with data from the Food and Agri Organization showing daily calorie availability increasing from about 1,800 calories per person in 1984 to nearly 3,000 calories by 2010, and dare I say that could be like twofolds now in terms of that 3,000. At the same time, nutrition gaps persist. A national micronutrient survey found that 1 in 5 Ghanaian children under 5 is deficient in vitamin A and iron, while 1/3 are anemic. Among women of reproductive age, anemia affects up to 45% of pregnant women with widespread deficiencies in folate and vitamin B12. So the caution is live large, but please in moderation, so that you don't buy trouble for yourself in terms of all of the non-communicable diseases. But let's get into the details a bit more from the online portals, and this one about the Ghana Water Company Limited shutting down the water treatment plant for maintenance work today. The Ghana Water Company Limited has announced a temporary shutdown of the water treatment plant on Friday, that's today, to carry out critical maintenance work. In a statement, the Water Company Limited noted the shutdown will take place from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., during which period water production and distribution from the plant will be suspended. He added that the maintenance exercise forms part of the company's ongoing efforts to ensure the delivery of safe, reliable, and sustainable water supply to customers, particularly during the Christmas festivities. Water production and distribution are expected to resume immediately after the completion of the works. The temporary shutdown will affect water supply to several communities, including Accra Central, Dansoman, Malam, Wejagbawe, McCarthy Hill, Kanesh, Yodoko, Kolebu, Mamprobi, Choko, Abekala Pass, Tesano, Kokumlemle, Alajo, Nima, Mamobi, Jowulu, Abelenkpe, and adjoining communities. Ghana Water Company Limited management assured the public that adequate resources and logistics have been mobilized to ensure the maintenance work is completed within the stipulated time frame. So is it a day, or it's expected to go beyond the day? Because it says from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. today. So hopefully it's within that period. But let me go to the traditional platforms a bit more, and the Daily Graphic is here. That big banner story about EOCO smashing an online scam and recovering 15.9 million cedis. Dollars rather, and the Economic and Organized Crime Office has recovered 15.19 million US dollars from an international online investment scam that targets Ghanaians and British citizens. The recovery, described as groundbreaking in the fight against cybercrime and money laundering, involved tracing and seizing cryptocurrency assets held in offshore wallets. The Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Dr. Dominica Ayene, who announced this at a press conference in Accra yesterday, also revealed that his office had formally requested the extradition of former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta and his former chef de cabinet, Ernest Akore, from the United States to face corruption-related charges. Let's get a bit more into this 15 million scam. Now, detailing the sophisticated online investment scam, the Attorney General said a criminal network predominantly of Chinese and Malaysian nationals established a Ghanaian company in 2019 as a front. The company, registered for general trading and online trading and marketing, operated an e-commerce website. Victims were lured into paying registration fees and purchasing investment packages ranging from 770 cedis to 9,240 cedis, with promises of fantastic earnings from operating trading accounts and online shops. The scheme, a classic Ponzi structure, encouraged victims to recruit others. Payments were accepted via mobile money, cash, and cryptocurrencies. A crucial break in the case came from a how-to video produced by the criminals themselves, which helped EOCO analysts to trace the crypto wallets used to launder the proceeds. Using advanced blockchain analysis software, Chain Analysis Reactor, EOCO identified wallets held on the OKX cryptocurrency exchange based in Seychelles. OKS's own systems had flagged the cluster of transactions as potentially fraudulent, indicating that they originated from a single source or a single internet protocol address. The Know Your Customer, the KYC information from OKS revealed the wallet was owned by a Chinese national resident in Ghana who was also named by victims. And so some good work there. And I'll just give you details of the Ofori-Atta extradition. On the matter of the Ofori-Atta extradition, the Attorney General confirmed that a formal extradition request for Mr. Ofori-Atta and Mr. Akore was transmitted to the U.S. Department of Justice via the Ministry of Foreign Affairs on December 10, 2025, and this followed a request from the Office of the Special Prosecutor on November 19. The AG's office had sought clarifications and supplementary documentation from the OSP, which were provided on December 9, finalizing the request package. The request has been transmitted. At this point, it is left to the American authorities, especially the judicial authorities, to make a decision. And he says, or he added to this, that Mr. Ofori-Atta had hired lawyers seeking to fight the extradition, but not a lot of Ghanaians are pleased with that aspect of the AG's commentary, because the question is simple, that we are extraditing individuals. Abu Trika and 9 individuals have been extradited actually. It's groundbreaking in terms of extraditions from Ghana to the US. And the chargé d'affaires of the United States Embassy, Ralph Olson, actually, these are the words he used, that it's extraordinary and the government deserves a lot of commendation for helping them do this. Yet Ghanaians are asking for a few individuals, Selinam Tamaklu, Ken Ofori-Atta, Ernest Akore, to also return and answer as well for charges leveled against them. And so when we're told that it is in the hands of U.S. authorities, it doesn't excite a lot of Ghanaians. But we'll see where this leaves all of us in terms of the requests being taken to the U.S. And we are waiting the officials from there, and the court processes as well to finalize, and then we get details as well. But let's listen to the Attorney General provide details on the hiring of lawyers as he made us aware yesterday during that press interaction, the Government Accountability Series at the Jubilee House. Here's the Attorney General, Dr. Dominic Ayine, answering a number of questions as well.
Crown branches to put
of reciprocity, whether we should expect that the U.S. authorities, having taken some Ghanaians by way of extradition to the United States of America, will also, in exchange, reciprocate by extraditing Ken Ofori-Atta to Ghana. Now, the principle of reciprocity underlines extradition proceedings. And usually, without a bilateral treaty or a multilateral treaty arrangement that obligates a state to extradite persons accused of crime that are found within its territory to another country, usually extradition cannot take place. In the case of Ghana and the United States of America, there is a 1931 extradition treaty that was signed between the United States of America and Great Britain when Ghana was a colony of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. Now, that treaty expired as far as the the United Kingdom is concerned. So it's no longer applicable between the United States and the United Kingdom. But it has not expired. It was renewed when we became independent in 1957. And so it is still in existence between Ghana and the United States. Now, if you look at Article 3 of that extradition treaty, it lists the extraditable offenses. And then it also provides the principles of extradition, okay, of which reciprocity is one, all right? But extradition is based upon certain legal principles, okay? Now, if the extraditable if the offense, for instance, does not fall within the ambit of the extraditable offenses provided under the treaty, it will be very difficult for the person to be extradited. Okay, if, for instance, there is a sense that persecution will take place rather than prosecution, that a person will not be treated fairly if extradited, it's most likely extradition will not take place. If you cannot show by your extradition packet, that is the request that you have sent to the U.S., that the one that I have sent to the U.S., there is sufficient evidence, okay, to come to a conclusion, a reasonable conclusion that a crime has been committed, even though you still have the burden to prove that crime beyond reasonable doubt, all right, extradition may not be granted. So the basic point I want to make is that, yes, the principle of reciprocity applies, okay, and I would have been very happy to hand over Abutrika as I have done, okay, and then get Ofori-Atta quickly in return, all right? But usually, the extradition proceedings take place in a court of competent jurisdiction. In our case, that is the district court, all right? In the U.S., it will also be the federal district court. Now, mind you, the person who is the subject matter of extradition will fight it in court. Okay, so the American authorities won't just take my request and say, here you are, here is Ken Ofori-Atta, and then here is, his other accomplished, and you take them, and then they can face trial. It will have to go through court proceedings in the U.S., all right? And I just got to know, that he has hired some of the top, yesterday, I got to know that he has hired some of the top lawyers in the United States of America, very experienced lawyers to, defend him. Now, I'm not afraid at all right? I am not afraid at all. But it means that there's going to be a fight in the federal courts in the U.S. If the district court says no, he will go to the circuit court. All right? If the circuit court says no, he's entitled to go to the U.S. Supreme Court to fight his case. So I cannot tell you that he will come tomorrow or he will come the next day, okay? And I'm just being honest. Accounting to the people means being explicit and truthful. So this is what, we are faced with. But on behalf of the government of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, we have taken the requisite steps to bring him to Ghana to face trial. And if I were him, this is his home. He should just join the next flight and come here. Under my watch, he will not be treated unfairly. He will go through due process and be prosecuted just like any other person, just like Kobina Edubohin or Hanan or any of the persons that I have filed charges against. Now, Hanan, you asked you asked two questions. The first one is about how soon. I just wrote how soon, but I think I have forgotten precisely the question that you asked.
That's the Attorney General answering questions in relation to extradition of former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta and the concerns that a number of you have with the response that came from him. But he says he's not afraid at all, even though the former finance minister has hired the very best of lawyers to fight the extradition in the U.S. federal courts. He is optimistic, poised, and ready and waiting to see to it that Mr. Ofori-Atta is returned to the jurisdiction and answers the questions. Good morning to you, Sixers, as well.
God is good.
You don't have another Sixtus that I know.
Yeah, no, you don't know. He just sent you a message and you read it.
No, I'm just saying I know another Sixtus. It's not about sending a message and reading. I'm telling you, I know another Sixtus.
Do you know him, or you merely read out a message that was sent?
I know him.
You know him?
Yes.
Personally?
Yes.
Okay. How do you describe him in 2 words? Okay, let's make it 3 words.
Where is this coming from again? There's serious gridlock on the Tema motorway. The ridiculous aspect. So I'm just getting a message as well that there's intense traffic on the Tema motorway, particularly around the Ashaiman overhead. The inception of the motorway to the mall is very, very bad. And if the Ghana Police Service listening, they listen. They can radio and have some intervention. The Christmas festivities, it comes with a lot of traffic, and sometimes I just can't wrap my head around it. Someone sent me a message yesterday and said, "Hey, where from all the people?" and I was telling them that, look, just go on about your duties.
They're asking you where from the people. The question has always been where. Which are the closest cemeteries? Which could be where all the people are coming from. You don't believe in things, eh?
It's not about believing in things. There's a funny video that a gentleman said, around this time, if someone offends you, you, the one who's been offended, say sorry and
go in peace.
Because trees
have come to life.
Everything, they are walking amongst you and whatever. But these are some of the things we just say for the fun of it
I've been going through the traffic. When you are moving, if you are moving from the High Court side to the Supreme Court side, it's always, I don't know why, and you always have at least 10 policemen at that intersection. The former Parliament House intersection. So former Parliament House and the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park, you see that traffic lights there. Yeah, you always have so many policemen there. Yeah, the traffic doesn't move. You can be in it for minutes. counting into hours. I don't know. Okay, so I'm joining voice with all those who are asking, where from all the people? Where from all the people? Because it can be frustrating.
Yeah, very, very. And I hate traffic.
It can be frustrating.
I hate traffic so bad.
Not more than me. Hey,
no, I'm being honest.
I can't sit in traffic for 5 minutes. Hey.
The traffic situation in Accra is...
But you see, it draws attention to conversations that we've been having about our road network and how poorly planned our city is. A lot of the situations, it's very difficult for you to find alternate routes out of wherever you are. So when there's a gridlock, you are caught up in it. You might as well just park your car and sleep. You see, yesterday there was serious traffic on the Kaneshi to Circle stretch. Serious traffic that is leading into Circle. One would have thought that the traffic would have been on the other side, going into Kaneshi because people are... But this was leading into Circle. And the realization was that there was no other way out. So somebody said, then you would have to go through... So around TV Africa. I was at TV Africa. So from TV Africa to Circle roundabout.
Yeah.
The interchange.
I know that place.
Terrible.
Yeah, you'll be in it and you want to cry. So sometimes what I do is, when you are around TV Africa, you decide to branch and go and pass... what's the name of this place? You do the Lungus and come and pass through Kokomlemle. Have you seen the...
No.
Oh.
So you see, the Lungus are the problem.
I know the part of the town, but I don't know the names of the areas actually.
Because you are very familiar with the area.
Yes,
you are able to tell, if I use here, I will appear at this place.
So you can do the Lungus and go do car price, and then there's that traffic light that you turn and then you...
So the taxi driver actually showed me, so he said, Faha.
Yeah, the road is a bit rough.
Fahanako Ube industrial area.
Yes.
Just like that.
No, it can be very
just
terrible.
Like that.
It can be very, very terrible.
And the road is also narrow. So you cannot even do a U-turn. You can't. So you are in it. I'm wondering whether that road can ever be expanded. I'm just wondering. Because if you see the way the buildings are...
No, that's what that part...
If they say they are expanding that road, I'm imagining the compensation.
Yeah, because...
And whether the people would even agree to
the Charter House is on that stretch.
Yes.
TV Africa is on
TV
that
Africa,
stretch.
Charter
House.
So
it will be not impossible, but money can be used for...
It will be a task.
Money can be used for other equally more important things.
But we need to open up. Maybe the alternative would be for the local assembly to designate some as ins and others as outs. So the one-way system, say this road is a one-way. So you open up other areas. Well, I'm not an engineer, so you open up other areas, but that should be possible. And that should be cheaper than trying to expand the road. So those familiar with the TV Africa road, they may be able to speak, suggest a bit more plausible solutions to, but something has to happen about it. It's like even Medina. If you are coming from Medina into Accra, the other day I sent Johnny a message, and Johnny said, so I ended by saying use alternative routes, and Johnny asked the question, where are the alternative routes?
Yeah, because
you look at it, there's literally no other way out.
Where are you passing?
I mean, how is this possible? So that could also explain why the traffic builds up so terribly and becomes so frustrating for a majority of us. But the respective local assemblies, I'm sure they can take a second look at the roads within their areas and see how they can work with urban roads. Designate some as, they usually call it one-way. So a one-way would mean that this is only an into or an out of the area. so that the traffic is able to flow.
Places, because along that stretch, if you get to what looks like a T junction, which can take you into the industrial area, when you take your right, that's where the National Youth Authority, NYA, actually
the Azuma Nelson complex.
Yes, and then there's Azuma Nelson. He says he didn't want his name on the facility any longer. Yeah, and so that entire place, I'm wondering how that can be a one-way, because the other route also takes you into. But I mean, these are conversations for engineers and for the persons who plan. But that's just one part of town.
The engineers at the assembly. Urban Roads has offices at the local level. Yeah. I think it's something that they should critically look at.
That's just one part of town.
It doesn't make sense that I sit in traffic for 3 hours just to get to maybe travel a 20-kilometer distance. I'm sitting in traffic for 3 hours. Why is it? Why? Then I might as well just drive to Kumasi and come back so that I know that I have driven. Yesterday I was saying that if I was going to Kumasi, no, that was the day before. The other day,
sometimes you can do the entire journey going to Kumasi being in Accra traffic.
Oh no, it happens every day. Those of us living on the Oyarefa stretch and Dodowa stretch, we experience that on a daily basis.
If and when the expressway proposed by the administration is concluded, someone will bid you farewell. And the person who will make it to Kumasi, and you will still be in traffic. You haven't gotten to the house. That's how crazy. That's how crazy.
It's frustrating. It's frustrating, and you ask yourself, and we live in a system where employers demand that no matter your job description, you must be visibly and physically present in the office. Even for jobs that people can work from home, they must necessarily be in the office. Maybe it's another thing that employers should also look at. If your job description is such that you can discharge away from the office, you do so. You don't have to wake up at dawn and bath and sit in traffic, rush to the office, a lot of the times only to come and sleep in the office for the first 3 hours. That is counterproductive to the organization. So I think it's a multifaceted approach, solution that we should be looking for. So that if you are an employer, you have Mawena who must sit behind a microphone and speak. You have Corey who must sit behind a machine and stream what Mawina is speaking. But you have, let's say, you have an Edmond or a Jerome who only would have to design. No, a Kunzo must be in the office because a Kunzo must be directly responsible for the direction that is given. So a Kunzo then would have to ensure that an Edmond or a Jerome, even though they are in the house, they deliver per the timelines and the targets that are given. I think it should be possible. Otherwise, everybody is waking up at 4 a.m. and looking for
As are the difficulties,
to come to the office. You get to the office too, and you see that they are sleeping. So how is
People
that productive?
Are tired,
you are tired by the time you get to work. So you are tired at 6 a.m., at 7 a.m., and your day runs to 5 p.m. How are you going to be productive?
For me, it speaks to the quality of life that we live in the capital, and I'm sure we can dedicate some good enough time to get into it subsequently. But let's get into some of the other matters as we've discussed traffic this morning, and let us know what the traffic situation.
At Tema traffic you just spoke about.
Yeah,
he says he's wondering if Martin. He says he's wondering if he should do a U-turn and go back home.
Who is this?
But the problem be say, if we go look for money. Oh no! This is not a Martin.
Okay.
It is not our Martin.
Okay. Yeah, but what are you gonna do? You have to be in it.
You see that.
And if you don't have fuel,
then you
could be stuck. There's I don't know where. If you get out of.
And why must you come to Accra to get everything? You see, that's the other conversation. Why must it be Makola? Why can't TDC
Satellite
create a
markets,
Makola in Tema? Why? Why can't the Ashaman Assembly create a Makola in Ashaman? Why can't the Oyarefa people, Oyarefa service under which assembly? Adentan. Why can't they have, no, it's not Adentan, it's Gan East. Oyarefa is Gan East. Gan East, why can't they create a Makola there? So, like I said, the city is growing, and we can't have MMDCs come in and do business as usual and go out. People must be creative with the solutions that confront us. We have a Medina market, which is fast becoming a Makola. How is the Ladma people ensuring that the Makola that will be created at Medina gives people that better alternative to the original Makola, so that they don't wake up at dawn and travel to Makola only to come and sell the same thing they bought from Makola at the Medina market? So local assemblies have to really approaches must change. Approaches must change.
The AG was speaking yesterday. Ofori-Atta extradition. We know that has been sent in. December 10 is the date. Says that they've hired lawyers as well, but he's not afraid. And generally as well, that work which was put together by EOCO to recover some $15.19 million for Ghanaians as well. You are asking the question, Sedinam Tamaklo. He's provided explanations as to what is expected to happen to her as well. I wish I could just have us listen to that briefly as well, because he mentions that the extra commentary he makes in addition to Sedinam Tamaklo is what some of my friends on social media were saying, hey, just say that she's coming back and that you sent extradition request for her as well. Why the extra comment is but he has actually, I think he was in Parliament, he provided those updates, and he's on other occasions as well provided similar updates, not just on Ofori-Atta, to make it look as though this is witch hunting. They are going for everybody, and says that she might even return sooner than Ofori-Atta because she is not challenging her extradition like Ms. Ofori-Atta is seeking to do. And so that was I listened to him, and so I'm just trying to play that back for persons who could not catch it exactly, but I'm reporting exactly what it is that I heard. And so yes, it does appear there is some effort across the board to have them return and answer for whatever it is. For Mr. Ofori-Atta and Emmanuel Akori, there are charges for Sedinam Tamaklo. It's to serve jail sentence because the criminal proceedings went through, and she's supposed to appear and then serve her time. While I wait to do that, there was the Winneba High Court as well dismissing the Suhum election petition against Frank Esidu Bekwin, also known as Protozwa. That came through yesterday as well, by way of info to the good people of Ghana. Dr. Baumia, according to the Damongo MP, is a winnable candidate for the party in 2028 as well. That's on the Daily Guide newspaper. The Member of Parliament for Damongo constituency, Samuel Abu Jinapo, has declared his firm and unflinching support for the former Vice President, stressing that he is a winnable candidate. And so there is that as well in terms of the development, even as I work round to but let me in on what you made of the AG's presser yesterday. It's providing critical updates to the good people of the country.
Yes. Number one, I had mentioned earlier the day the SP appeared in court. SP had told us that 19th November was when they commenced the processes, and AG has come to confirm that and said the documents were actually filed lodged with Foreign Affairs Minister somewhere December. Forgive me. But I think it is important that we keep the three public entities remain in sync in their communication on this matter.
Right.
So that we don't create any public agitation again. I think as we speak now, the anger is died down a bit, and more attention is being paid to the actual work that the SP should be doing, the AG should be doing, and the Foreign Affairs Ministry should be doing. So it is good, the update we got from the AG on that matter. On the issue of extradition, on the streets, the question that is being asked, it seems so easy for us to extradite from Ghana to the US than for us to extradite from the US to Ghana. Somebody has even said that the parable Jesus gave, that it would be easier for a horse a camel to pass through the eye of a needle.
My Reverend Fan. Proceed. That shall not be distracted.
Than for us to extradite from the US to Ghana. There's something in that conversation that officialdom must clarify, just to put all of us, should I say, quell the edge. The social media conversation, which is asking why it always seems very easy and always looks as if Ghana is willing to give at all times, but when we are on the demand side, we don't receive as and when we want. Why is this so? And this would go to all three entities: the Foreign Affairs Ministry, the AG and Ministry of Justice, and the OSP. Well, right. The OSP may not have any questions to answer on this. I beg your pardon. The OSP may not have any questions to answer on this because this is more about diplomacy and government-to-government engagement, which the OSP really has nothing to do with. But officialdom must be able to make us understand, we the people understand, why it is so difficult. We started the Sedna Temoklo conversation before NDC came into power. Before NDC came into power.
There wasn't any attempts to have it extradited, at least from the records and everything that has been discussed.
By the previous administration.
Yes, it was started by this administration to have her returned to the jurisdiction and serve a term.
Okay. But she was tried.
Yes, sentenced.
In absentia. Convicted and sentenced in absentia. And I sat in some of those trials where the presiding judge at the time insisted that she was not going to, go ahead with a trial in absentia until it had been proven that concrete steps had been taken to have her return to the jurisdiction, but those did not materialize. So it would be funny if the Attorney General at the time, the Office of the Attorney General at the time, did not take the steps to have her return to, or to compel her return into the jurisdiction for her trial. Now, I think the most recent conversation is the Abu Trika case, the one we spoke about, I think 3 days ago, or on Monday or so. And I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow we hear that he has been extradited to the United States. I wouldn't be surprised. And we will still be waiting for Ken Ofori-Atta and Mr. Akori to be compelled back into the jurisdiction. I wouldn't be surprised. So why is this so? Why? Why is it easier?
For our courts, and you see, the thing is that when the extraditions are happening here, it doesn't happen by just the mere fiat of the interior minister.
No.
we get court orders.
It's
actually.
a legal process.
Yes, we get court orders, the court signs off, which is the same process. Actually, a district court is supposed to do it here, and the same process. But for some very funny reason, when it is our turn to have the people dragged in,
we are eager to.
Then the stories are beginning to become much.
So that is something that the Foreign Affairs Ministry and the Office of the Attorney General and the Ministry of Justice would have to address, to allay fears and concerns that if we are equal partners in this relationship, then we must see the U.S. giving as much as we give, or giving as much as they receive from us. Remember, we had that conversation again come up when the thing about the receiving the deportees from the United States very recently. We had that conversation again come up. What is it that we get from it that the U.S. seem to have its way at any given time that it wants? So again, Foreign Affairs Ministry and the Attorney General's Department should be able to provide answers. It will not be good to hear that Abu Trika has been extradited out
of the jurisdiction
whilst we are still waiting to have Ken back in. As for the issue of contesting the process, it is not a problem. It is not that, the person will contest the process. It's within the person's right to. In any case, you are supposed to justify before the court
why the person
why that process must be ordered. Exactly. And there are times that when you're dealing with African countries and
a lot of the time
they say it's political persecution, then the person
hides under that
asylum, and then the foreign country says, we won't grant, we have to protect the person. I am not sure that Ken Ofori-Atta would be pleading or seeking political asylum and
you are not him, so you can't be too certain.
I said I am not sure.
Yeah.
If he does that, we'll come back and talk about it again.
Yeah.
Somebody said, just come. It's a court. Come and sit in the court and say, I didn't do it.
Come and prove your innocence.
And go back.
No, you don't have to prove.
No, you don't have to prove.
Yes, you don't have to prove.
Just come and say, I didn't do it. After all, the burden is not on you.
On you. Exactly. He doesn't have to come and prove
it. It is easier for you to come, wake up from your house, because they will fight for bail for you. It doesn't.
You didn't have people massing up for you.
For you, and the people who master for Chairman Wuntumi, they will master for you too. There will be tense political atmosphere. Mawina will carry my microphone on the street.
You and who will be tense political atmosphere? Tense political
atmosphere. As to be calling, where's the code card? Where's the code card? They are putting all of us out of job.
No, please.
Honorable former minister, please come back.
Thank you very much. Let me talk to you about Rosebank International University pretty quickly. They are in 5 African countries with over 100,000 learners and partly owned by the World Bank through the IFC. Rosebank International University is fully accredited by the South African Qualifications Authority, the British Accreditation Council, GTEC in Ghana, City and Guilds in the UK, and Capsicum Culinary Studio. At Rosebank International University, we offer a Doctor of Business Administration, DBA, MBA, Master of Science, and Master of Philosophy in Digital Marketing, Bachelor of Supply Chain Management, targeting professionals in freight forwarding, customs, etc. We offer hospitality and culinary arts available at diploma, undergraduate, and postgraduate levels. Our ICT as PSC, Information Technology and Business Systems, and IT, Computer Application Development, all carefully designed to equip you with the skills and qualifications needed for a successful
You won't believe what just happened. Grandma received her